This won't be exhaustive, but here we go. This is right from a cutscene. Go ahead and shield turn right. Do that. Don't change your position and just go right for ISG. And then ESS during the roll, not before. Feel free to experiment with this. I've only gone so far as trying to make this out of basically. Try to cut steps. I dare ya. Seriously though, try to cut steps. Please experiment. And then we're gonna go for angle. Feel free to look for visual cues as well. It was angle C3E8. That's right. Target there. Then it was. I think it was this frame. Gonna make save states. Going to start an angle change for. And try to find steps that you don't have to buffer to, please. You're gonna go until the second frame the link starts going behind the camera. Right there. 6 ESS left. Without target. Then, assuming I did it right, you have 7 frames, I think, to 7 or, yeah, pretty sure it's 7 frames. Feel free to find out the frame data and harvest it a little further to actually release target for 2 frames while holding ESS left to get the angle D900, then retarget. Now, the reason I didn't go too far into the frame data is, one, for runners to figure out what exactly they want to do themselves, and then more specifically because unfortunately the frame data, the visual cue doesn't line up for all of these guys. So you're going to go for the same exact frame as far as the HESS is concerned. You're looking at your Y value. It's going to be when you get Y value, not the exact same, but around 472, plus or minus 1, I guess, something like that. Not really sure. I don't think it varies much, but somewhere around 472 on the Y value. From here, ESS right, you have several different options. I'm just going to make it in a safe state here. At least 2 ESS turns, then target. And then from here, have fun getting into the load zone. Up to retargeting on like the 5th frame, I think. This also works. If you, how did I do it? I think hold up left for a frame and then side up right. Fourth frame, you just go right back, just like the first one. How did I do this? Just. Alright, feel free to experiment with that. I don't remember how to do it. I remember holding a direction for one frame and then side hopping with right on the next frame in some specific direction. Probably multiple ways to do that, doesn't matter. Anyways, I often will do 1, 2, but you could probably just not buffer this. The reason I do 2 is because it gets you into the corner pretty good. But that was also with frame pausing, so I don't think I would do that if I had that. If I didn't have that, I'd probably just go for it, I guess. There you go. Side up works well. So with that state, a lot of times what I'll do is hold a direction for one frame, side up with another, which requires 2 pauses, unfortunately. But unfortunately, if you don't have ESS up here, I didn't explain something. Well, sure, that's fine. If you don't have ESS up here, for example, if you just try to stay still and then for a couple frames, then try to do your side hop, you will often fall down once gravity resets itself and catches up the link or whatever, something like that. Anyways, so trying to get something consistent for that would be awesome. Assuming that Link's frame data, actually, I think his actual shuffle animation during the HESS is consistent throughout, and I'm imagining it would be with the exception of when you target and retarget at the very end there before you clip up or whatever, pop up, I don't know what it is, in the corner right over here, then you might get fairly consistent frame data for link shuffle, in which case maybe you can use a visual cue based off of that, whatever. Anyways, you could also try ESS left to get link up here, whatever, and then side up. Just giving you options at this point. The other thing that is remarkable about this position, and I think even the frame right before this, the input right before this with going ESS left, at a certain point you can hold much further outside of ESS range, up to like 64-ish. Okay, maybe not with this specific setup. With another setup, like at the 64 or something. Let's try 60. Okay, 56 I guess is the max here. And you can hold up to like 56 or so. So you don't, this angle change, this Hess angle change is not actually that bad for that, just with that alone. However, if you're not in ESS up here on the very top, then you're in the same state. You're not in ESS. The game decides to drop you at some point. If you wanted to try to use ESS, you were struggling with this whole trick, I recommend doing something like this, where you bring up text on the pause menu. Nice ice there, of course. You slowly bring the control stick out, and then it's like, for me, 2 nudges out from there, and that seems to help. Or, of course, the opposite way. Or is it 3? I don't remember if it was 2 or 3, depending on your nudges, and I'm talking like very minute. You can feel the control stick moving, but it's very intentional enough. That may help, it may not help. Have fun with this. hfhf.